Anna here. Today I'll be looking at the new installment in the Unlock series, and that is Unlock 7 Epic Adventures. So I'll be talking about every single scenario separately. So if for you guys in America, if these will be sold separately, you can make your mind up if you like that scenario and want to get it. The three scenarios that are in this box the first scenario is about a movie where strange things are going to happen. Are you going to survive it unharmed? The second scenario is about the Master Lee. You want to be a disciple and have to conquer all of his tests. And the third scenario is about a secret organization where there's a mole and you have to uncover who this is. I'll first show you how the game works for the people that don't know yet with the basic scenario that comes with every box. And then I'll tell you if I add any epic fun with these adventures. I will explain the game to you guys with the help of the starter deck. Every game of Unlock comes with a starter deck, which will teach you the game while playing. Fun, right? So let's start immediately. As soon as you're ready, you will read the introduction text, and when you're ready to play, you will click on the scenario. In this case, we click on the start scenario, and we will flip over the card. And as we're ready, I will as soon as we're ready, I will click down on start. Now you hear the music starting. I'll just put that out so you will still hear my sweet voice. And then we are ready to start. So first of all, you will mostly always get a card like this, which will show you an overview of a room or some place that you are at the moment, and it will show you multiple numbers. These numbers correspond with the cards in the deck, and as soon as you see these, you will get those cards. So for example, here we have, I have to check that very fast, we have 21 and 11, 35 and a 69. So first off, we have like 4 different kind of cards. We have blue cards, red cards, green cards and gray cards. And let's start with the blue and red cards. These have these little puzzle pieces, and that actually already tells you what they will be doing, because you have to combine those kind of cards to get a new card. If you think they will match, I think they will match because we have a closet here and a key. So let's try to open that closet, I would say. And when you want to do that, you will combine those numbers, that will be 46, and you check if you have that card. Sometimes it can happen, in this case it is the correct card because I'm a genius, but sometimes it will not be correct and it will show this symbol. This means you picked the wrong card, and you will have to click on that, and it will give you one penalty for a minute mostly, and will give you that horrible sound that you were not smart enough to figure it out. If you get the correct card though, it will tell you which cards you can get rid of. So you already know, I am done with these cards, I don't have to do anything else with them, I can put them away. Sometimes cards, like in this one, I don't know if you can see it, but there is a tiny number in here, that's number 10. So if you see those kind of things in a card, in the artwork of the card, you can also get that card, that number 10 in this case. It's a number 16. I cannot read. I have to watch closely as well. So it's a number 16, and then you can get that card and you have a new card to play with. So those are the red and blue cards. You will combine them. Then we have these green cards. These are machines. As soon as you get one of these cards, you can put the number in the top left corner into the app, and then it will tell you, it's going to be like a kind of mini game, and it will tell you what you have to do. So in this case, I have this board. I have to click on some of these to go on, and if I think it's correct, I can click on OK. It's of course not correct because I just typed in something random. That would have been weird if it were correct. So these kind of things can also show you. This one, 21, you can just put it in there, and then you will be able to do a little mini game. Except for that, we also, some other things that we can do in the app is the code. And mostly here you can put down codes, and then it will open something and you get new cards. You can ask for hints. When you do this, you put down the number of the card, and then it would tell you something about that card, how you could move on and try to figure out what the correct solution is. And those are actually all of the kind of different things you're mostly going to do. Mostly you're going to combine those cards, get into those machines, and you get some great cards that will tell you extra information or let you do something else. And hopefully, before the timer runs out, you will be able to solve the game of Unlock and solve the scenario. So first, the components. I really enjoy Unlock for the fact that it has an app and you don't have to destroy any of the components like with the Exit series. Why is it good? Because then you can borrow the scenarios to another person, to your colleagues, to people that don't want to have that escape room in a box experience maybe for the first time. And then you can just give them one of the scenarios that they like, that they enjoy, that they think that theme sounds like fun, and you can give it to them. And with that, you can also give one of those basic scenarios, because every box comes with a basic scenario. And you can just pass that also along with them, so the game can be explained for those people in a fun and interesting way. But that's mostly one of the things that I enjoy about it, which really has nothing to do, of course, with the gameplay, but more of, the sustainability of the game, I guess. So first off, we have the 7 screening scenario. This is the first scenario in the box, and mostly the first scenarios are the more easy scenarios, and they can be more targeted towards kids. This one has the haunted house theme, like you can also see on the poster, the movie poster that comes with it. And in it, you will be part of a movie suddenly while you were watching the movie. It is scary, but it's more like fun scary. So this is perfect to play with your like 10 or 12-year-olds. It's not that scary. What I really liked about this one is that you really feel like you are the film or movie director. Definitely at the end, there's a very cool gimmick that makes you really feel part of the movie. So that's fun. It is more of a film noir, black and white movie. The way they incorporated this is that they changed a little bit of the rules because of the cards are gray. Normally you have to combine blue and the blue and red cards, but in this case you do not have those colors, so you were able to combine all of them. You really had to think on your feet and think for yourself what is a logic thing to combine with each other. So I thought this was a fun way to incorporate the theme and change a little bit of the rules. The puzzles were pretty straightforward. This does not mean by any means that they were easy. It just means that they are not that brain burnery and they are perfect to play with people that are just getting into this genre of games, or with children or anything like that. I have to say there was one puzzle that I really did not like, and there was the same problem I had with one puzzle in the second scenario. And the problem with both of these was that you had to find a solution by doing something with the app, which you did not know beforehand that the app could do this. And I do not like this, because if I'd known beforehand that this was an option, I could have just played with it and tried things out. But now it just feels a little bit like you were cheated out of solving it. And I always hate when you have to go to the solution and it's still not clear why the solution, how you could have gotten to the solution. I think that is kind of bad puzzle design, I guess, if it's still not logical. And I do consider myself fairly good at this kind of games and these kind of escape games. I do a lot of escape games outside of this. So I think me and the people that I play with should be able, I guess, to, even if you have to look at the solution, which is fine if you have to look up sometimes at the solution, that's no problem for me. But I do want it then to be clear how you should have gotten to that solution, I guess. The second scenario is called the Dragon 7 Tests, and it's all about you trying to become the new disciple of Master Lee. The really cool thing about the scenario is that there is a kind of overarching puzzle theme, I guess you would call it, where because of his teachings, I guess, there is a way, an overarching way to solve the puzzles, and you can do this in the app. And I really thought this was cleverly done, because that makes just sure that it is less likely that you get stuck with a puzzle, because you always have this overarching thing to come back to and try to look at the puzzle in this with this light, and try to see if you can solve it thinking about this overarching way to solve those puzzles. Not all of them were solved in this way, but some of them, so that made sure that you had to stay on your toes, and also try to think how some puzzles should maybe be solved in a different way. What I really found also cool about this one is really the scenario gets everyone involved. I don't know if you've played Keep Talking or Nobody Explodes, but it was like that. So everyone had a piece of the information, you had to work together. I like that, because that just makes again sure that everyone is involved and you don't get one person that solves all of the puzzles. Overall, I very much enjoyed this scenario. It had a fun theme, kind of this Kung Fu Panda theme, I guess. And the puzzles were very innovative, very interesting, and got everyone involved. The last scenario, which was mission number 7, was one of the most fun and most immersive, I guess, experience with Unlock that I've had so far. The very cool thing, and I think that's also what made me like the Dorothy scenario so much, which came, I think, in the third Unlock box, was the fact that in this scenario also everyone had to choose a character. And this character was able to solve puzzles in his own unique way, or could help. Again, that just makes sure that everyone is involved, and the characters were fun. You had one person who was like the big buff guy, so he could punch indoors and stuff like that. You had the hacker kid, who could solve extra things on computers and stuff like that. You had more of a ninja girl who could crawl into tiny spaces. And then you had sort of the leader of the group, which was this totally spice kind of character with all of these cool gadgets, and which also introduced one of the coolest ways that they incorporated the app that I have seen so far. So in this scenario, I think I don't have really told you yet, it is about you working for the secret organization, and you find out that there's a mole, and now you have to find out who the mole is. So first off, you go to this secret layer, I guess you would call it, of the mole. And then, you of course find out what the plans are of this mole, and it's of course horrible, so you have to race and make sure that this does not happen. So, like I said earlier, there's a very cool new mechanic that they incorporated in this one, and that was that you were able to scan cards with the app, with your device, by using the camera, and you could scan cards. And with this, there was like a kind of new overlay over the cards that you could see in the app, which gave new clues. Of course, not all of the cards had this, so you had to really think about what cards are we gonna scan to see if there is an extra hint, because are we missing something? Yes, maybe we can see it if we scan the card with the special totally spiced glasses that the leader of the team has. Puzzles were cleverly done, and because everyone had this own little thing, some puzzles could only be solved by a certain person, not meaning that the other person could not think of the solution, but you had to use the character to get to the solution. And it was very cool. Overall, I have to say that this Unlock 7 is one of my favorites so far. The one that is second probably is Unlock 3 for me. All of the scenarios were just so full of theme, and I just love that Unlock is able to do this, especially when you look at the other escape rooms that have less of a theme. This one just finds ways to let the genre feel fresh, and make sure that you really feel like you're doing something and you're part of a cool story. And also when you compare it to the other boxes that were before this, they also always really try to do new innovative stuff, and I really can appreciate that about the makers of this game. If you like Unlock, try this one out. It is great. I can recommend all of the 3 scenarios that are in this box. But I have to say I enjoyed the third one the most. And just really try out Unlock 7 Epic Adventures.